Well, hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for another Power episode of Iron Panther Presents. We are discussing Power Book 3, the Thomas Crime Family Saga, as we talk about Season 4, Episode 2. Jukebox joining the army. She's even old enough to do that. We're going to talk about that kind of stuff. Characters are progressing, characters dying, all that kind of stuff. Anyway, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. You can like on the video, comment on the video, share the video, watch the video till the end so we can have an active discussion. Check out the reels. They're going to come out of this. They're doing, they're pacing around as reels do. So we're trying to get that kind of going. Thank you, StreamYard. Anyway, sit back, enjoy the intro, and then we'll bring up the rest of the team. All right. Oh, wait. I got to do it now. Wait. This is going to be funny. Wait. You ready? I got to do it.
This is awesome. This is awesome. This is amazing. I love it.
It was psychological. It was emotional.
Extremely entertaining.
But as always, as we try to say here, as we said, if you are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. And as we talk about this video, please like on the video and comment on the video, and we will get back to you as soon as possible. Alrighty. Doing it again. There's some music going on. I'm having some time issues. When is this happening? Is this now? Type of thing. But let's get to the positives. Anybody have positives for this episode?
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna start, and then
okay, go ahead.
I'm gonna start. All right, so this may sound weird, but following up on our last week's episode review, I said, why is it Jukebox is not getting draws? Is what I said. I said Kanan has progressed. Again, he knocked down a mom and a daughter combo. Apparently got a girl pregnant, which we'll discuss later. But I was like Jukebox needs to come to her own. She needs to get past Nicole. She needs to do that. And she went to go see her girly girl, in Atlanta. And I thought, and Aisha. So I not the sex part per se, but yes, but also the fact that she's grown, you know what I'm saying? And she's moving and she's got to figure out who she is, and her girlfriend still didn't work out, but at least she's trying to get into that. So I like to see where progress. We're seeing her as a growing person, as an adult, which also gets to how old she is. But I thought that's probably the best positive of this episode for me, just to see progression in her character. I would say. Crew, anybody have a positive? Chris, do you have a positive?
Yeah, I was going to say Marvin realizing that he is being sunned by Stefano. In a sense, so he's essentially being a servant. He's not realizing that he's just being someone's henchman, and it took a black dude on the ground, basically laughing in his face, for him to realize it. So, it's a positive in the sense that, Marvin is now realizing shit, this is what I got to resort to, you know what I mean? So yes, DeMarcus, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Not that was a positive that he was doing that to Marvin, but a positive.
The realization,
those are the form where he just shot the shit out of him, you know what I mean? So, out of anger. So,
Well, real quick. I want to get into that. One.
Okay.
I think at this point, we are into the fourth time, like he's done some kind of violence for Stefano, right? And you owe me a favor. I think the issue is, when are you gonna do something for me?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a henchman. This is supposed to be a two-way street, and right now it's only one way. Like, we need to see Marvin going, hey, I'm cashing in that murder favor. I'm cashing in that ass whooping favor. Because I need this to help progress. So to show that they're equals, or to some point that Stefano respects him as more than just a henchman. And when that doesn't happen, then he can say, I'm just the muscle. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is not an exchange of favors, is what I'm saying. To that point. But again, what else you going to be? Somebody tells you to beat up their son-in-law. Like, that's not, that's a, you know what I'm saying? Like, what I don't think it was a big realization that, oh, wait a minute, I'm just ass whooping people for this man. Yeah. Like, what else? Yeah. But what are you getting out of it? What are you getting out of it? And so far, he hasn't asked for anything. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Which I think
and not to mention when a homie on the ground kind of putting that racial implementation on that. That kind of added another layer to it where Marvel was like, oh shit, man, this dude trying to turn me into a freaking porch monkey here. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Yeah, seriously. You know what I mean? So you know, so yeah, so that I'm looking for, and you're starting to see it right now with Unique right now, but he's about to go full Lamar from BMF, and I am looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to him going just batshit crazy. You know, he's not there yet. He's close. I don't know.
How is he not there yet?
Lamar. You want to go through all the crazy shit that Lamar did?
I'm saying the fact that I disagree with this one. The fact that he just murdered the lawyer for hugging Rock, right? Like it wasn't even like, oh, you must have been the one that helped her steal my work or anything like that. It's like, no, you must be fucking this bitch, and he's like murdering
beating people up for something like that too. Like Ghost be like, come on, man.
Your side chick, like that. I mean, I feel like he's already there. I feel like this is a sign.
I think
that was
he's going to be there. I don't think he's there yet. I'm talking about Lamar's. I'm just talking about that.
You talking about when he shits on people? He don't have a colostomy bag. He needs a colostomy bag. Like he need that's what, especially considering how he got his ass whooped, Chris.
Yeah.
That makes sense. It would definitely be BMF again. It would. I hear you, but if he was somehow have a colostomy bag and he just squeezed it out, I'm like, that was top shelf level. I've never seen anything like that. That's Hall of Fame level shit. Like I can't.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this: the moment that Unique winds up gunning down a little girl's boyfriend, then okay, you know what I mean. Right now, he's only Franklin Saint. Right now, he's Franklin Saint. He's not Lamar. He's Franklin Saint. Where you're just like, dude, you know what I mean? I'm just saying.
If he kills Crystal, let's make this. If he kills Crystal on purpose. To try to send a message to Kanan, right? Now we got something. Now, if that's your like your Lamar line, right? I didn't know where you were going. If that's your Lamar line, he needs to go after Crystal, and then I will be like, okay.
Yeah. Also, too, I mean, I'm glad that we're out of this whole jukebox and the military thing because I know when they kind of point towards that, I'm like. No, we need to get to the point where all of a sudden she wants to join the police department. You know what I mean? Now, granted, I guess they gave us that military thing to show like how disciplined she is and how she's a good shot and whatnot and everything. You know what I mean? I guess, but I wanted them to get past that because I'm thinking like, is that what jukebox? Jukebox? I was like, jukebox was in the military? Like, was she?
Chris, we talked about this last episode, our last review, that we need to let power go. Like in that sense, like we need to acknowledge that this is its own thing because none of this makes any kind of sense to what we know about these characters. Like, so I hear you, but like I was like, I saw somebody do a Major Pain comparison, and I was like, that was hilarious. And I was like, but this showed me how old she was, which makes me question what the hell is going on with this series because like she has to be 18. She has to be 18. She is active duty military right now. And this is 1992, I think, because like Week was playing while she was looking down her girlfriend, and I'm like, when did that song come out? I was like, that was 1992. This show started in 1991, and Kanan was 15, and I'm like, there's something wrong with this. Like this timeline is fucked up at some point.
Well, I mean, okay, I mean, I know, I'm comparing this to Vietnam in the sense of. When folks were drafted, but like for example, like my dad went in the military when he was 16. I guess my question is, when did that shift from 16 to 18?
This is 1992. Like
no, I'm asking. Well, no, bro. Like only the 9. So to your point, the whole
military in the 90s,
drinking,
it was 18.
Was
like at this point, you're talking about like the draft. Like that was a whole. So I can say with confidence that in the 90s you had to be 18 to go to boot camp. Like that's minimum.
No, I was making sure because even drinking at 21, that only changed within 30 years. 30 years. So that was like in the 90s when that changed from 18 to 21. That's
no, I hear you. So I'm saying she has to be 18 at this point. And so I'm like, this doesn't. Okay. And then like, anyway, real quick. I want to get Jemani into this. I know I love the hat. Jemani, what do you got? What are your thoughts?
Well, I can tell you the drinking age changed in the 80s because Reagan did that because he
I didn't. The more you know.
Reagan did that.
Yeah, he basically bullied the state. Well, Mad bullied, which is Mothers Against Drunk Driving, bullied Reagan into bullying the state because he said he was going to take away infrastructure for state funding and stuff like that, kind of similar to how Trump is doing stuff now. But yeah, and they basically changed the age universally around to 21 as opposed to some states being 21, some states being 18.
And they say Reagan was the one of the best presidents too. Ain't that some shit?
It depends. It depends on how you look at it. No, Jamani, anything jump at you about this episode?
What the hell was this episode?
You got. I got. If you don't have a positive, I got one last positive. But,
you got a positive, Jamani?
No.
All right. Okay. So we're gonna get back real quick. But I'm no. He's like, Jamani, you give me one solid negative, then we're gonna get back to Chris, and then we're gonna do a positive. But give me one solid. Why am I still watching this show? Give me one.
The biggest thing that probably bothered me was the whole jukebox thing. This is not the second episode of the season, so you could pretty much say like the first episode was a throwaway or flashback, whatever the hell that was, right?
Yeah.
But there's like this big time jump. I'm like, how much time from the finale till now has taken place? Because all of a sudden she's enlisted, she's running around doing boot camp or whatever, and then some guy gets caught with, I don't know, Playgirl magazine or whatever the hell, and she all of a sudden says, "Oh, well, this is not the place for me." And I'm like, what?
What?
And she's like, "Well, I think I'm gonna get in trouble. I might get in trouble. Yeah, I'm definitely in trouble." Like, no fucking what? And when did the girlfriend or the
Aisha?
Yeah, when did she move to Atlanta? I thought they were all in Queens, a part of this group. Now all of a sudden, she's in Atlanta.
They're trying to give a reason to show why Jukebox moved to Atlanta in Power. I think that's what they're trying to do.
No,
isn't that where Jukebox was?
DC. She moved to DC.
Oh, she was in DC.
So this makes even less sense because when she said, "Oh, I want to do something with my life," I thought she was gonna say, "Let me go check out DC. I got a cousin." And then like she just kind of hangs out there. But again, if we try to make some type of effort to tie this to book one, she has to go back to Queens because Ghost and Tommy know her as the hardcore killer that we know her to be later. You know what I'm saying? So like that, like you know what I'm saying? So she cannot just stay in DC at this point.
Because she was only a cop for like 8 years. So that's like 2006 or something. And it made a lot more sense because remember in Power, she had a different last name. So I'm like, maybe her dishonorable discharge and all that, maybe she picked up an alias or something like that. I don't know. But I have no idea why we needed to see what was the purpose of this. They're sprinkling teasers all through season 3 just for them to have it happen and not happen all in the same episode. Why are they like speeding through stories so fast that everything is happening in one episode as opposed to a half a season, a whole season, or whatever?
Okay. So let's break a little bit. So let's take us in bites. Okay. Jukebox turned the G.I. Jane this episode. When she started outrunning the guys, I was like, "You're doing too much." Okay, you're doing too like. No,
that was Lioness right there. That was straight up Lioness. That was Lioness.
Taylor Sheridan should have been like, "I got this shit." Like she's gonna get a spinoff.
Give me that actress.
I want that actress. That's Zoe Saldana. She gets recruited. She's a lesbian, Chris. Let's do all of this. She's the first Lioness. She starts the program for the CIA before she becomes a cop in DC. True. Anyway, I digress. I hear you, Giovanni. It was. What's the point, especially after last week's episode when she talked to Nicole's dad, who specifically told her, "This ain't the time to be gay in the military. This is not the time to be gay in the military." Then she joins the army and goes, "Oh my God, I can't be gay in the military, bitch." That was last episode. Like, if they didn't do that last episode, this would make sense. If she was blindly to make no effort to look into it, never met anyone who joined the army and then or any military service and didn't realize that you this is not even, this is before don't ask, don't tell. This is even before that. That was a Clinton era situation. So this would have made sense if it wasn't for the dad scene last week.
And
I could understand
the dad scene. So she comes back. She doesn't just go to Atlanta. Now she's back home, and Marvin is happy. Yeah, she's back or whatever. I'm like, how many different locations is she gonna be in one episode? They're like not spacing anything out. She's boot camp, Atlanta, Queens. I'm like,
that's a couple of bus rides.
She's in when the episode ended.
Again, that was a couple of bus rides.
That's all East Coast, man. That's all East Coast. That ain't that far.
It's not like it don't take that far to get from point A to point B.
Atlanta is, I guess, kind of close to Florida.
Well, we don't know where her basic training was. Is my problem. I didn't look up the base. I thought it was gonna be East. I'm assuming it's East Coast, but they didn't tell where the base was. She just got on the bus that said Atlanta, and I first thought gay. To be real, I was like, oh, she's gonna be gay in Atlanta. Then I totally forgot about Aisha, who took school in Atlanta. So as I said, their parent dinner last week was some type of, hey, how you and my daughter gonna be? Because you're gonna be going to college. So you can do, when I joined, you can sign up at 17. You cannot go to boot camp till you're 18. That's what we did it. But so I'm like, so she's beyond 15. I think we can agree on this. Like, she's beyond 15. If they showing her mouth full of girl, like she's 18. Like I don't think they would have did that if they still want us to believe she's in high school or not, still a teenager.
I feel like, to Jamani, to your point, I think why
and had a fake ID. People do that all the time. Is join the army with a fake ID, and especially back then. And
I don't think she ain't doing that. She ain't gonna be doing
that kind of thing. Like, but again, either way, she's not.
Jamani, to answer your question of why they keep going back and forth with her going to boot camp to New York every time. They're doing this to show, like, if something shit hits the fan or whatnot, or whatever, like in New York, all of a sudden, boom, she running to catch someone down and then pull that trigger mad fast. Marvin said, damn, baby girl, how'd you do all that? Like, where'd you learn all that? He's like, I learned something in boot camp.
Yeah.
That's what. This is going to be the reason, because, like you said, yes, I know we're not supposed to compare it to Power, whatever, but everyone talking about how she's a good shot. This will be able to link it to that, because yes, I guess you can say Marvin's a good shot up close.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But this is a way for them to explain why she's a good shot. So I'm just saying, this is what they're going to do, Jamal. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just saying I could see them doing it.
Chris, let's go down this road.
Okay.
If she joins the family business, if I may, in this season, now you got it. The whole thing between a soldier and a killer, like you're born a killer, you're made a soldier, that which I thought was actually pretty good for writing. I thought that was pretty good, especially looking at Unique. If she joins the business and she's Kanan's muscle, I don't know if she graduated high school or not. I'm assuming, I guess she did anyway. But like she ain't got no other options. Singing is not a thing. Military is not a thing. She's like, I'm gonna help Kanan with his business. And then she's the muscle of that kind of thing. Now we're getting her with some trigger time type of thing. And then as we all a lot of us agree, think Marvin's probably gonna get out of here either end of this season or beginning of the last season. Then she kills like Stefano or something like that. Then that maybe is why we're doing this. You know what I'm saying? But where did her shooting come from? Where did her I can outrun a man or some bullshit come from? And so maybe that's what they're doing. But like you said, she can't just go from TLC to murderer. Like we need a transition, with that. But I want to talk about Famous. Famous took the deal the DA offered. I don't know how. So Kim brought this up last review that the actor, I guess, is having some substance abuse problems or some shit, and that so they wrote him off the show real quick. And
shit, for real, really?
Yeah.
Damn, he does kind of. I hate to just say it like that, but like looking at him like in press interviews, I don't know. I mean, you can't necessarily just go by with the way someone looks, but sometimes you just look at someone, you're like, You all right?
Yeah. So you can but the writers were definitely like, we ain't seeing this dude anytime soon, if at all ever again. Because they so I like, but they kept on harping on him just to be like, no, he gone. Like he gone. So like, so I feel like
I see them replacing him with his sister real quick.
no. I think they moved on to what they got,
So
Rilla.
You talking about Partisan Fontaine. I know you don't like them putting rappers in TV shows, but you got another one, Partisan Fontaine. You know, New York's very own. You know what I mean?
I like
it. I think he's all right. I mean, he got really one hit, you know, and he's really known to be dating, Megan Thee Stallion, I guess. But still.
Oh, that guy? I know who the fuck he was. I'm assuming he was a legit rapper, but
yeah. But that rap that he was doing on the stage was god awful.
You know why it was garbage? I recognize that song. The stuff he talked about the reason why it was looped, because some stuff he talked about was like he talked about like starting texting, and he talked about stuff that would not make any sense for that time
in 1990 anything.
So yeah.
So he had to bring it back to the 90s.
The words, he kept repeating stuff. He kept repeating it because yeah.
So he did a known song of Now Then. Is that what you're saying he did?
Yeah, because I saw he did a freestyle. It was like a freestyle on, was it Sway in the Morning and whatnot. And yeah, and so because I remember I was like, oh, that sounds familiar. And I was like, and then I replayed. I was like, oh, okay, because he had stuff talking about like hitting my IG, hitting her IG or something like that. And I'm like, oh shit, I guess they can't. I guess he couldn't say that.
That's not.
And then that's why I was like, I don't think why don't they just have him just do another freestyle or something like just. Another focus.
Have been on a set when they do those type of performances, they film it from different angles and all that type of stuff, and it just kept they must have filmed the whole thing, and they just kept looping that same part, and he like introduces the song before they go to the next scene, and I'm like, wouldn't that have made sense for him to kick off the song at the start of the scene as opposed to the end of the scene?
Well, I thought to your point, I thought he was doing his next rhyme to be like, yo, bro, I just got out of jail tonight. So like he's doing his next set. That's how I took that. Like it was a different song. That's how I took that.
But it was the same beat and he went
It was the same. If you listen
to never mind. Sorry.
Yeah.
B-Rilla flow was fire. I can't go with you on that one. B-Rilla is a time traveler. He sounded like a current rapper. It didn't even sound like 90s rap. It just I don't know this dude, but 50 has a formula. So he's like, hey, they must not cost that much to put these rappers in this shit. Also the little person was cute. Let's see.
Did you see how they try to cover that up? Did you see how they try to cover it up by like, oh, like why you keep messing with that kid? And I'm like, damn well they ain't no kid.
That's a little.
I used to keep saying like kid. It's like, oh, she kept saying kid, and I'm like, but then I saw like the way he's standing. I was like, dang, that ain't no kid.
Oh, that's Peter Dinklage's black brother. Like he's gonna be the black version of Game of Thrones. Like yeah. I drink malt liquor and I know things.
I'll be right back.
So real quick, I see Orion in the back. He's cute. Anyway, so Crystal, everybody getting abortions, I guess. So now Crystal getting an abortion off camera. So why did we even go through this shit? Like, what was the point of any of this bullshit?
This is what I'm saying about them running through storyline. They create something, keep it around for a minute, and then just drop it. I'm like, can you do something with it? Like, if
Rock finds out that her son got a girl pregnant, and she's like, oh my god, like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna be a father? And he's like, no, we got rid of that baby. And then that starts the conversation of, oh, I've been here before. Like, mom, what do I do? And he's like, hey, I went through this too, son. Oh, what? I was pregnant and I had an abortion. I actually had two. Like, if they bring these two abortion stories together, that's a family story moment.
No, that's an after school type special.
That's what this show is.
For the drama of it all, it should have been last week when we saw her at the abortion clinic. She sees Crystal.
Kanan and Crystal there.
And then this episode, she sees, oh, okay, this is they're together, so maybe that was Kanan's baby, and and then they have a conversation, or she's trying to find out more information. Okay. That creates drama and tension and stuff, as opposed to, just wham bam. It's just one scene.
No, you're right, Jamani. You're right. That's a great way of bringing these apparently unnecessary storylines together, because they're not going to go anywhere. It's not like any of us actually thought this was Sean's mama. So I'm like, even Terry said, "Is that Sean's mama, David?" I was like, "No, that's not Sean's mama." I was like, "What the fuck are we doing? Why are we doing this bullshit? Like, do you act like we got nothing else to do with these characters? But deal with these random ass. Oh, but I did, as much as I'm big on contraception. For her to be like, well, you need to get a Jimmy hat. That's very 90s. That is very 90s. She's like, you need to go find a Jimmy hat. It's like, baby, I ran out of them. I can pull out. As we discussed last week, y'all, there's options. Okay. You got the mouth, which we saw last week with the Italians. You got the butt. You got options. Okay. We get around this whole I don't have a condom thing. So I'm not sure why this wasn't brought up.
The guy who should have been breezed, the OC or whatever, go to the store and give me some condoms.
Oh yeah, well, somebody said B Rilla is going to be breezed. No, it should be Little Man. So what's that bitch's name? What's his name? OC should be breezed somehow. That would just tickle me. How
or
the hell?
AKA the East Coast. What was the guy from Snowfall that was doing all the numbers or whatever? He's like the East Coast version of him.
Oh no, DeMarcus said that. DeMarcus said that already.
Woo! Oh my god.
Damani, that's too much like right. Where is that? I don't know. So he's stalking his baby mama. He don't go find his son, Unique. Now he's also stalking Raquel, but now he's killing for Raquel. But he's not killing the next man fucking his baby mama. Like, that would make sense to me. If I found out my baby mama moved on after I got beat up, I would have killed that man.
Do you remember the words you said though?
And they're moved out, but he doesn't know where they are, or he does, or
no, he found their new place. She was bringing in the Captain Crunch.
I don't think it's all because he thought that he was screwing her. I mean, yes, I think that might have been a small part, but I don't think that's why he put a bullet in his head. He put a bullet in his head because if you remember, they showed a recap from last episode, as if like Rock was trying to take over his stuff, take over his business. And essentially now he's saying that this guy is involved with her, and essentially he's going to kill anyone who is involved with her. Because like that's why he said the words like, "Oh, you fucking her." Huh? He said, "All right, well, she fucked me over." He wasn't talking about, like, he was essentially talking about the business, essentially. You know what I mean? So I think two things could be the same in the sense of, yes, he's probably pissed that he thinks that she's screwing someone, but I think the bullet in the head was, "Oh, you're affiliated with this witch here," in a sense.
I hear you, but his line was again, if she's fucking you, she's going to fuck you, right? So again, he is putting the two together, like just like me.
He did that last episode when he was like Daikon, and then
not High Tower, High something. Her. Anyway, every man she fucked, she turned on. Is in essence is what he was saying.
She didn't turn on Harmony. Was a harmonic or whatever that nigga's name was? Symphony. Harmonic. I thought it was harmonic.
You know what, Chris? Chris, that's a good point. He lived. I mean, he almost got killed by Howard, I think.
Is it because of skin complexion? Was it because of skin complexion?
She was driving past his house, ready to shoot him when he was.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right. You said because he light skinned. That could be it. We don't know. We don't know what a left hand looked like. We don't know what DEFCON looked like. I'm sorry about that. I know how you feel about that. Yeah, high post. Thank you. It was high something. It was a play. Yeah, it was a play on words. But again, he was like, again, Chris, as Chris said, both things are correct. He could have been like, "Oh, you getting those draws," but he's also like, "You're anything to do with Rock, I'm taking that out." The entire season is what he's doing. He's gonna try to take out her supplier. Anyone who's helping her get from point A to point B, he's gonna put a bullet in. So he definitely got it in for Raquel. I don't think I don't think the abortion is coming back. The scene with Crystal and Kanan reminded me of Tariq and Diana when she was like she wanted to get pregnant again. I'm like, what the fuck? But again, at least that pregnancy lasted a couple of episodes and kind of mattered. You know what I'm saying? There were consequences to the miscarriage and that kind of thing, but these meant nothing. It was like as Giovanni said, all this shit happened in the same episode. Like, what are we doing? Like, it's like they don't know what to do with these characters.
I think last week they were filling in all the plot holes from last season, and now this episode they were like, all right, we have a lot of hanging threads, so let's just cut those off.
So, but again, they made the threads for no reason. Like Crystal being pregnant was unnecessary. That was mentioned last season, but that was unnecessary. Rock got pregnant last episode and had the abortion last episode. Like that don't make any sense.
Did she
What's
though?
up?
I have a theory. Did she though? Let me tell you why. Because I found it interesting. All right. So here's it. Anytime they show you a preview for something, it usually leads to something else, right? I thought it was interesting that during the preview of episode 2, they showed her like, look at the pregnancy test from the previous episode and going to the doctor's office, right? How is it in this entire episode there was no mention of it, but it's in the preview? What that tells me is, okay, all right, y'all gonna laugh.
Yes.
I think she's still pregnant, right? And I'm about to go in the rabbit hole right now. She gonna have this baby. She gonna have a baby, and no one gonna know about the baby. And Kane's gonna have to take care of the baby, and before she dies, the baby's name is Sean.
Stop it, Chris. Fuck out of here, Chris.
I'm telling you,
fuck out of here, Chris.
Get
the fuck out of here, Chris.
Like dying breath. I was like, Kanan, you need to take care.
Find him a mama.
Brother, but you gotta be the dad. You gotta be the father. You gotta be the parent that I wasn't.
Stop.
I'm telling you, and he's gonna raise that little nigga as his own. So when we saw him shoot Sean, that was really his little brother, though.
Is that his brother?
I'm telling you that.
Chris, no, Chris. You know why? Because they made a whole thing about her being driven home by Jukebox after abortion, and she was like, "Are you okay?" It was a whole thing. They gave
I actually forgot about that scene. Good. Touche. Damn, I like my theory.
They made a whole thing about it, bro. I was like, "Yo, make any kind of sense." I was like, but I like where your head is at. It was like, how this kid come up later and be a problem? To be connect, you have to take out the connect. Rock could have Marvin smoke Quan for Rock to take Quan's position, but you still need to have a supplier though. Rock will deal with again as a plug. So my
question is, why do they they were selling crack, now it's heroin?
Yes.
Can somebody tell me why they changed that up, and what is the purpose of it being heroin now? Because they were selling crack for the first 2.5 seasons.
No, you're right. And then once you think about Power, it was cocaine. It was pure cocaine when Ghost and Tommy were doing it. Like it wasn't even crack then. So I mean, it doesn't make a lot of sense, Jumani. But when did Raquel become Kanan's supplier? When did that become a thing?
That's what I'm saying. How much time has passed between the Howard and Ronnie killing and the beginning of this episode? Because it seems like it's a hell of a lot of time if Jukebox is already in the military and then, decided to bounce or whatever from it. So she had to be in there for a while. So I'm like, it seems like it could have been months.
No, it has been months. Last episode, it said 4 months prior. Like that's how they started the episode. So they went back and then got to that point of Joey Badass going like, I'm here.
That was like what happened with him and Ronnie, that was like episode 5 of season 3. So that's like between episode 5 and 6, right? But this, I'm saying, how far is episode 402 from episode 310?
No, it's to your point, they don't define it, because again, FBI is done with their investigation to Howard's death. They don't tell you. They're making a point of not telling you, but they've jumped forward I hate to. So again, basic training is about 2.5 months. If she signed up and went, that's probably 6 months total. She looked like she was still in basic training. You know what I'm saying? So let's say she completed that, got to her first duty station. So that's probably about 3 months. So looking at 6 months. I'm saying max 6 months. So, but it don't make any sense, bro. Because I looked it up again. So I don't know why this irritates me so much. Week came out in 1992. It was released in 1992. Okay. Season 1, episode 1 was 1991, and Kanan was 15. So there's something wrong. There's something wrong with the timeline, with the music.
What I've learned about shows like that is you can always play an older song. Like it can be 1994, and you can play a song from 1992. Just because you play a 1992 song doesn't make the timeline 1992. You just can't play a song further in the future.
My problem with that is in the 90s, they play what was hot. Like they don't go back to be like, hey, let's do an oldie today. Like, no, they would have been like, this is the top of the hour, and SWV was kicking then. So like they would have played it at that point. If this was a cassette or something, then that would be different. But they were just turning on the radio. So that doesn't make sense.
And Jamani, man, these TV shows make a point to literally if something comes out if there's something that takes place in 1995, they will play something from literally 1995. You know what I mean? Whether it be something from R. Kelly or whoever, you know what I mean? It's going to be straight up to be something of that particular year. I hear you in the sense of, yes, like I might play something that'll be like 4 years ago. TV shows don't be operating like that. Like, especially if it's a period TV show. If it's
they're trying to.
If you're doing a current, to your point, Damani, if it was like a show that takes place now, obviously, yes, they're going to go all over the place, probably, right? But if it's like something they're going like, oh, this took place in the early 2000s, then you're going to be hearing like, you can find me in the club, like that's all they're going to play. You know what I mean? They ain't even going to go 80s. They're going to stay.
Yeah, it's just they're going to keep it there because it puts you in the moment. If you're supposed to remember, it puts you in the moment.
But at the end of season 2, they played Ice Cube. Today Was a Good Day. And season 3, they were playing Nas. So they were in 93 for like the past season. So I'm like, how could they? I don't know about them.
Let me say that. Where were they playing it as a soundtrack, or were they listening to it in their car? Because there's a difference.
The Nas one, they were in the club, and then the Ice Cube one was when they were packaging up the drugs in the apartment.
So I'm saying there's a difference when again, soundtrack versus in the car, the character themselves are listening to it. They're just trying to put you in ambiance. They were listening to the song. Anyway, again, I looked it up a couple times. I say 1992, but even let's say 1993. Let's say 1993. All right. Again, that's 15, 16, 17. So 15, 16, 17, 18. So if it's 1993, again, I'm like, how much time has passed between these two seasons? So like it could be 17, but they should be pushing 1994, and by this point, Ghost and Tommy should be around. They should be.
Tariq and Raina can have birthdays. Why can't other characters have birthdays?
Because then we have these conversations.
I guess exactly right. I mean, so remind me again, who's older, Jukebox or Kanan? Who is?
They don't define that, and it's probably Jukebox. But no, truly they don't. But I think it's probably Jukebox, but only maybe by a year. She's not like that much older. At least that's not. Again, when you look at the original actors, you know what I'm saying? They're in 1993. I'm like, but again, Kanan needs to be at the. I'm about to get ready for Ghost and Tommy to show up because 1996 is coming. All right, and they were working with them for a couple of years, right? You know what I'm saying? So like we gotta get them there. Jukebox is older. Older than Kanan. Okay. Anyway, so real quick, right. So Lulu being out of rehab, why is he still hanging out at a bar? Like that's where you don't go after you get out of rehab. Like that doesn't make sense. Like your first job can't be at a alcohol.
Yo, I mean, he's part business owner. He's a part business owner, and he's trying to show how strong he is. You know, isn't that one of the projects or the experiments that they do for people? No, they do. No. Literally, they'll go as a group and they'll actually like be around like in a not necessarily in a bar though, but it'll be in an area where they'll serve alcohol just so they can show that they're strong enough to resist it. You know what I mean?
Chris, I strongly disagree because also he should have a sponsor. No, seriously, Shirley should have been like, you just got out. I'm happy for you. Here's a water. Usually when they try to do this right, it's like, hey, here's the water. So you can be like, I know you're on the straight path. Where's the sponsor? All that kind of like none of this is happening. And it doesn't make any sense. Also,
wouldn't the Jewish record label owner be like, hey, I've been in rehab. I know that, maybe you shouldn't be here or we shouldn't be conducting business. Wouldn't he make some sort of reference to that? Because he's making references to, when we were in rehab, we couldn't close our doors. So let's keep this door open. Like he doesn't even mention any of that while they're in the bar. Like, are you?
Well, also true, but I mean, no, I hear you though. But I feel I guess with Lou being the character, like the main character, it's just a little details like that kind of get to me. But I like the fact that again he's making progress as a character. Like even Marvin's like, look, bro, I'm happy for you, but you got to show me. Like I'm not feeling this right now because the last guy almost snitched on me, got me arrested. So I like the fact that he was trying to hold Lou accountable. But he does need some kind of sponsor, buddy. Power has had a messed up timeline since the original one. Blink 40. So she explained that again, and we talked about this when this show started. That every season is about maybe 2.5 months. That they should not be out of 1991 even by now. You know what I'm saying? But the kids grew up. So they had to progress them that they went from middle school to high school, getting out to college because they couldn't keep them in middle school the whole time. But like,
as a showrunner, shouldn't you know that these kids are going to get older?
Well, you're right, but I'm saying, but like, unlike this show, every episode was almost again like maybe a couple of days later. They're pushing months in this particular series because they're trying to get past storylines they don't want to get bogged down into the details with. So, like, again, grandma having cancer, why do I give a fuck? Like, why is this a thing that keeps on coming?
That was the thing. I was going to use a line that you were saying, like, hey, I didn't sign up for this. I definitely did not sign up for this. I was like,
and why is he telling only Kanan? What makes Kanan so special?
Because he's strong. He's strong. He's the strongest of all of them. And she can see that in him. I don't see that in any of my kids, but I see it in you, grandson. I see it in you. And I feel like you will be the future of this family. That's why. I'm telling you.
You know what? His granddad should have been named Sean Thomas.
Oh, shit.
That's what they should have did.
There you go.
That's what they should have did. Also, what grade did he get on his? He is a senior in high school, apparently, and still writing book reports about a family member.
No, it's not even a book.
That's a good point.
That requires a book. He's doing like elementary school family stuff.
He's a senior in high school writing papers about a family member. What the fuck are we doing?
David, I'm gonna be honest with you. The way the school system is now, I mean, there's a reason why there's a 50% cut in the education.
That's a whole other video.
We're gonna go for
the school pipeline.
What's up, Giovanni?
I said that's basically that level of education is why there's a school to prison pipeline.
That's another video, Giovanni. I feel like that's another video. I mean, these drug dealers in here made choices.
Wait,
Kanan worked very hard, huh?
One of the biggest things that annoyed me, right? Lou says, "I can get you out of here today."
Yeah.
Right? If you have a court date in the morning, right? And you get, I don't know, your charges dropped or whatever, you still have to go back to the jail to get processed and all of this paperwork. You might still have to spend another night in jail. So, and you're free and clear. How do you get all of this charges dropped and then escorted out the same day?
He knew a lot of people. Like Rock said, he knew a lot of people on the inside. And unfortunately, it's convenient that we will never know because now his ass is dead.
Hey, wait a minute. This almost felt like Tyler Perry writing to be like, your lawyer's like, wait, what? The FBI said they're no longer looking into you or your brother. What? They believe that Howard was actually the mastermind that worked with foreign nationals. What was that? Okay, so they actually have a wiretap on all the Italians that you're talking to, and they have pictures of you with them. What? Okay, well, for some reason, they don't know that Marvin has murdered 15 Italians in the last 2 months. I don't know why they haven't seen that. He's a master criminal.
They know that he was with Stefano that day.
Yes.
And Rock is like, this is like, she has no poker face because she's like, oh yeah, I knew that. Like, I'm like, that wasn't even close to believable.
Right. She's like, huh? What? She's like, and then so that's gonna lead to the, oh my God, you're working for Stefano behind my back. Yeah, I just also again, the man walks in, no mask, no gloves, beats up and murders a man, touches the pool table, touches the queue. How the fuck is he not arrested the very next day? Like,
no, how the fuck did he leave the body there? He just
like this. I mean, come on. Like he killed a man in front of the FBI in broad daylight, and like he's still just walking around. Like
what made this series so great in the beginning was they killed that building owner, not owner, but like the super of the projects.
Oh, put him in the wall.
And then they had to deal with the smell in the wall in season 2. That makes it real. This is just, we shoot people, kill them, and just walk away.
Thank you, Jamani.
Because Jamani, it's more gangster to do it this way, bro. This is Marvin's supposed to be the gangster of the show. He can't be bothered by taking a dead body off of public property. Okay, that ain't gangster.
That ain't gangster. Chris said that ain't gangster.
It was funny when he had to take the body out of the wall and he's dressed all in the garbage bag.
That's gangster. Like you, Jamai, that I'm telling you, that was up there. I've never seen shit like, and like you said, Jamai, it's still, there was repercussions. Like season late, you're like, oh shit, he's still in the walls. We got to get him out of there and actually put him in the ground somewhere. Like, who wrote that? I didn't know you could go to therapy for pussy. Oh yeah. You could, if you're a sex addict, that's a thing. That's a thing. Also, y'all remember that dude from Ray Donovan?
Which dude from Ray Donovan? Which one?
The I'm not calling him the record owner, the guy who went to.
Oh, yeah. Wait, yeah. Did he play? He didn't play the one of the priests.
No. He was a business executive that like first season he was stalking some actress, and then like Ray had to whoop his ass. It was like stop it, and then like later on, I think he paid to have sex with a porn star. And then he acted like he wanted to film it, like it was like for content. And then he dropped the camera, like he just wanted to fuck her. And then her husband was like, he dropped the camera, and then Ray had to whoop his ass again to be like, look, you can't just be having sex with this. But like he changed his hair. My point is, he always plays an ass.
That sounds like season 2 of Family Business.
Like it, all right. Okay. But like I'm serious, bro. Like he always plays those kind of weasel characters, and I was like, I know from somewhere.
He has that look. He has that look. Unfortunately, there's certain actors they can only play one role, particular look. Like
you know, what
I'm sorry, but Bookham Woodbine, he will never be a superhero. Okay, he will never be.
That's not what you're doing.
That's not in the cards for you, man. You look like you're gonna take over the world, bro. Like you just got that look, you know. The only one who could successfully do it, was Tiny Lister in Fifth Element. Then, you know, as the president of the year.
Right.
He's the only one to successfully change the look and turn into somewhat of a hero with Corbin Dallas. You know what I mean?
Or just range. Like Machete will always be that low-level criminal. He's not going to be father next door. He's never going to be the president. He's never going to be a business executive. I'm sorry. There's certain looks like Ray Liotta. Outstanding actor. His whole career, like he was a mobster or something of sorts. Like it's like that's what you do. Like a lot of Italians, they made careers out of this shit. But they still getting paid, right? They still getting paid. Stereotypes, but still getting paid. And that's all I was like to see Tony Danza kind of do this like later on in his career. I'm kind of, because this is a stereotype as fuck, dude. And I hate to see him going down this path. Like, you know, like he's done other stuff. I just feel like he's a huge.
You don't like. I'm right with Tony Danza because I've never seen him do a role like this. So I hear you, and it'll be one thing if he's always done this, but he's always played the good guy. Like even in freaking Angels in the Outfield, I bet you
All
forgot
right,
he
all
in
right,
that
all
one.
right.
You know what I mean? Like he's always like the good guy, kind of standoffish, kind of a loner, and then obviously he did, who's the boss or whatnot. But no, he said a Dallas Marty pass, Corbin Dallas Marty pass. Yeah.
You get that one. I do not.
Sort of the good guy. He's not having necessarily, other than like the guy from New Jersey. That's the only guy he's had killed. Everybody else is like, yeah, just beat him up.
No, he killed the mobster. So he purposely told him to kill the mobster, to your point. And then he accidentally killed the black dude. But he did it on purpose, but that was not the task. So it'd be I guess anyway. Who the fuck seen Marvin talking to Stefano and Rock talking to? So apparently the FBI, again, the same people who watched Marvin kill the mob boss in front of him and then made no effort to catch him, or the handicapped man that drove the postal truck, apparently he's under surveillance and he don't even know it. And Rock and crew don't even know it. But I don't know. And yeah, then somebody wrote that too. Now they have a get out of jail free card. So is Rock gonna snitch? Yeah, Rock probably snitching on Stefano to save Marvin. I feel like this is where Marvin dies. Like Stefano thinks that Marvin's gonna snitch, and then he puts him down. But I feel like he's dying this season, like season finale. I feel like
no, I don't think it's the get out of jail free card is her doing something to save Kanan, because you see Kanan is talking to Stefano in these trailers or teasers or whatever. Yeah. Trying to get into business with him directly. So yeah. I see him getting over his head and Rock having to have to, send him to jail, to save Kanan.
Let's get thank you, Joanne. Let's get into that. To see Kanan talking to Snap, Crackle, and Pop and like trying to get bad with these two old gangsters. And all of a sudden everybody just stands up behind him. And then like the scene behind me, and then he looks at his mama like a bitch. And it's like, and she's like, what you want me to do? This is your deal. Mama, they want my money. I'm like, they're criminals, son. What the fuck you think was going to happen? I thought I just paid the money back and we'd be fine. What is happening right now? I was like, he's child.
I'm like, we have to see what the money difference is. Because they're like, you can have your little weed business. And that was like the biggest shit in the world last season.
Yes.
Right? And now it's, I just have, I have the heroin, but I'm running low on supply and all of this type of stuff with the OC guy. I'm like, show me how much more money or how better he's living now that he's in heroin as opposed to weed. Because I'm like, why wouldn't he just go back to weed?
Wait a minute, Jamani, you bring up another good point of how he's living. Because since last season, I'm asking myself the question, if you got hand over fist money, why the fuck are you still living in Famous's shit ass apartments? Like, take some of those stacks of money and get your own damn place. So when you fuck a girl, you have a nice bedroom. Like you got a bed, with the headpost.
This is power blueprint. Like I think 50 Cent says, hey, everybody has to fuck on a mattress on the floor or either a twin size bed. Like that.
No, I mean, I'm not saying
30 years old. That's what it is.
No, I'm saying Marvin, Lou, like they live in adult type rooms. People have some type of paycheck. It just doesn't make sense that even Crystal is okay giving up the draws in this shithole. And she's like, and then, my God, like, can you find a writer that gives black people some sense? Because for this young lady to be like, I can't believe I had to give up my baby. And I wanted to be a mother as a teenage mother. That's your goal in life. And oh, by the way, your baby daddy, by your own admission, is fucking other women. And you're like, I just wanted this baby. I'm like, can we get some self-esteem? Can we get some education? Like, can we get somebody with some sense? I'm like, why are we doing any of this shit? Like, no, she's not even strong mama.
I was crazy because he's like, but I paid for it.
Hey, you know how many men won't even do that? He's like, hey, you could have paid for that shit. Hey, Rock paid for it by herself. So,
but she thought Unique was dead.
Not the point. I'm saying like she killed both babies by herself. So I'm like, at least, I mean, Kanan was there. And again, this will never come up in conversation. What's up, Chris? I see you thinking.
No, I'm just thinking, but if she knew that Unique was alive, maybe she'd be like, Neek, I need you to pay for this. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, maybe it would be a conversation, as you like to say. It might be a conversation.
Hey, you know how much I love the conversation. That should have been a conversation. We should have tabled this for a conversation.
You know what I mean? So
this, I mean, why are we doing any of this bullshit, yo?
Wasn't Pernessa or whatever? Wasn't she pregnant? When is that baby gonna be due?
Oh, Persephone.
No, Persephone. No, that's the lesbian homie. I'm saying Unique's girlfriend or whatever.
She was pregnant too?
Yeah, I thought. Yeah, isn't that the reason why she had a kid and she was pregnant, and that was kind of like why she didn't want Ronnie there, because she was like, we don't have room for him and all this other stuff.
Oh, I think you're right, dude. Okay, I remember her being uneasy about it, and she was like worried, and then she kind of she did touch her belly, like she. Oh snap! I think you're right. I forgot about that. Yo, I would not be surprised if I wrote that shit out. Just forgot all about that.
We gotta confirm. Hey, DeMarcus, was she pregnant?
Yeah, DeMarcus would know.
DeMarcus would know. Was she pregnant? Yeah. Oh, she never pregnant.
Was never pregnant? Okay, all right.
Never mind.
We all right, yeah, we making more stuff. But here's the deal. So question. I know we're not going with the power, the original power, the OG power timeline.
But
my question is though, if Kanan, if 50, I'll say 50, was talking about his mother. When do we know when Rock actually died? No, it was Rock. Because wait, did Rock survive though? When did Rock go? Like in the Power universe?
So again, she didn't. There's a line when he gets out of jail, and again he was lying to Ghost and Tommy the whole time anyway. But at some point he says, "Hey, I gotta go see my mom." It's one line and never comes back.
Was he legit when he said that? Or he was just making
again. It's never confirmed. You know what I'm saying? So because he didn't have a backstory, so it didn't matter at the time. You know what I'm saying? So people are saying, well, she was still alive, so he went to go see her. But again, you can't do that because none of this stuff was a thing then. You know, now they're trying to flush all this stuff out. So, yeah. but the point is it still stands that implies Ghost and Tommy know of his mother, and therefore reasonably at the time she was alive. But you never see that.
Well, no, the reason why I even asked that in the first place, because especially with like I guess Unique being as crazy as he is, you know. I find it interesting that they made sure to make it where she was pregnant at least, right? That not only is she already pissed off at Rock, is he already pissed off at Rock, but hearing the idea of her as maybe he wanted another kid, and then the fact that she aborted his kid, maybe him being kind of like crazy in the head, maybe that'll be the thing that kind of like make him actually like try to take her out. Who knows? Maybe he shoots her, she survives it, but now she has to live her life in a hospital and she's a quadriplegic or something like that.
Damn.
And maybe that's what 50 was talking about in Power. Like, I got to see my mom at a home. You know what I mean?
Well, so I mean, again.
I'm theorizing again.
So like he used her as an alibi again. So he was doing a lot of lying when they got out, and so it's probably not fair to us to go through all that because I don't think OG Kanan was already said that he'd be selling drugs at 11. But then he also said he sold drugs to his uncle, not for his uncle. He said, and when he was talking to Tariq, when he took Tariq through the old neighborhood, when he took him to Breeze's house. So, so again, they're just making up. What's up?
I don't know, man. Lou already went to rehab once, man. What if like he really? I'm just saying.
But I think he's more alcohol than drugs, if I remember correctly. I thought. But again, I don't.
What did the adult say? What did the man say? That's the gateway. That's the gateway.
Alcohol, cocaine, and pussy. It's like in that order. No, I think pussy was second.
Alcohol and weed, the gateway to the strong stuff.
Oh, that's right. So I don't know that. Oh, also racism. I just want to point out that it's not okay. Like all the shit Marvin was saying to the Asian people was not okay. Like that was racist. Like all that shit was racist. Just like the shit that the Italian said to Marvin last week. Not okay. What's up?
What was the point of him going to the place, ordering the special, just to see the guy putting the heroin under his nuts or whatever the hell? And then that, like, what the hell happened? Nothing. It was nothing.
Oh, I think they're setting up to show that the people of the business is going to revolt against them. You know, you saw that look they gave them or whatnot. I feel like there's going to be something building to the fact that there's going to be like a contention between them and Marvin. You know what I mean? To the point, you know what I mean? Well, to the point where Marvin might have to take a couple more people out, possibly. Who knows? You know.
Actually, Unique does that next episode.
Yeah.
Unique kills them. So he kills them next episode. So
okay, no, just messing.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, it was in the preview. So like he kills Quan. He definitely kills the Asian couple. But I think to the point of like blaming people. I think maybe Quan hears about the couple dying, and then he actually blames Marvin and that kind of thing. Maybe that's how they try to tie it together. But I think the point was to show how he doesn't trust people. You know, like again, after Old Boy, he don't trust his brother. They showed that. I think he was trying to show that his trust, he's lost trust in people. So right. Like to see this guy stealing from him, he's like, damn it, I can't trust y'all either. Like he's constantly in that kind of mode. I think that was the point from his perspective.
So if that's the case, then I want to see what Jukebox told him the reason why she's back home or whatever is, and then him not trust her because he's just like.
Yeah, but that's his daughter. That's different. I hear you.
Yeah,
when he said it to his own brother, like he said like, oh, I don't even know about the jury's still out on you. I think let's be rational in the sense like he probably would still trust his brother more than he would trust some random other person. You know what I mean? You know, so I hear what you're saying, Damani, but I think he would trust his own family more than his friends, quote. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and you can't trust anybody in the game. And again, Lulu, like I mean, he went so far off the deep end. Like he wants to trust his brother, but he just knows what happened before. Right. So he's smartly to be cautious of them. You know, just getting out of rehab and that kind of thing. And again, going straight back to the bar. You think Quan played Rock because he hurt? I can't remember when those events happened, but I don't think it was that order. I think Quan on his own is like, supply and demand. Like he is the supply, and he knows that Rock needs it. I thought maybe that he was working against her with Snap and Pop or whatever to be like, I'm the only game in town. But I don't know. I can't remember if they were connected, but it could be possible. I think he would took a more aggressive approach. Like if Marvin is threatening my people, I'm going after Marvin. Like I'm not going to blame Raquel for that. Like I'm going after Marvin myself. Also, did you notice his hair was taller than his girlfriend's?
Well, who was
like his mullet, like Quan's mullet? Well, like his hair was like taller than his girlfriend's, and that kind of irritated me for some reason.
That's how they were wearing it back then.
I'm like, I mean, I feel like it was a lot of moose up there. I was like, it was a lot, and that shit was like that mullet was solid. I was like, it just irritated me. And I was like, who? Damn. Anyway, I'm sorry. I digress. Also, he doing a very big Asian stereotype. It was a lot of stereotypes. Let's see what we got.
That was very Elvis of him, wasn't it?
Juan doesn't like them. Yeah, that's right. Because they're Chinese and he's something else or some shit. And he's like, that's his wife's people.
Yeah,
that's his wife's people. Yeah, Vietnamese. So he's like, fuck these people. But Quan not connected to Snaps and Pop. So I mean, I don't know. Again, stupid ass names. Still alive is still alive. I just want to know if he's still alive. Okay, we gotta work on this translation. So
is he talking about maybe Unique? So no, but I guess the last episode.
Yeah, Unique is alive.
The finale. Is that what you?
Yeah, so Unique is alive. Yes.
Oh yes. No, he's probably talking about Howard. No, he did. If you talking about Howard, bro, he
real dead.
I'm gonna be honest. The way they kept showing the preview, like the previously on or whatever, and then they focusing on his head, I was like, no joke. I was like, are you going to tell me that somehow they faked his death to make it like, you know what I mean? No joke. I thought that was the route because I was like, why do y'all have to keep showing this as if like y'all trying to tell me that? Yeah, as if you're trying to say that he's not dead. And then this time the camera zooms in on his like the bullet wound. Are you trying to show that like it was a fake and then they just I really thought that's
I don't know, bro. I hear you. So like I know again, I reminded Jamani that we went back and forth about this with Unique. But as Kim pointed out, he was supposed to be dead, but once you not make
I told you. I called it. I was the one, remember y'all, last season I called, I was like, that nigga is not dead. I said Unique is not dead.
I feel like a couple of us agreed, Chris, but I mean Jamani was
y'all eventually agreed.
No, I like Jamani was solid. Jamani was like, no, he fell down the hill and that and the blood and all kinds of like he got all for like CSI on this shit. But again, as Kim points out to anyone's defense who thought he was dead, he was supposed to die. He did a whole like People's article and shit. But according to Kim, she was like his music career didn't go as best as he thought he was going to. So he needed to come back to money. And the power people said we can write you back into the show. So this was not the plan. This was not the plan.
I think that might have just fucked up the whole plan for season 4. I think if season 4 is bad, we just blame Joey Badass for it because they probably had a plan and they said, "Oh, we got to rewrite him back into it." And
you can never blame him. If anything, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I mean, his character is kind of the highlights of the show. Him and Marvin. And Marvin. If it wasn't for those two, I would probably be so freaking bored of this show.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I'm just saying.
No, but I'm like, this is basically last season with Ronnie, the big, bad guy in the shadows, because he killed, the guy from The Wire or whatever. I think it was like the second episode of last season when the guy was at home. And now you have Unique coming and catching the lawyer when he comes home. Yeah. He kills him. It's like, it almost seems like a repeat of that. Like, I'm watching you, just like when Ronnie was watching Unique smashing Rock at her house or whatever. Like, it just seems like the same thing.
I feel like this is 50's formula. Like we talked about Lamar. Like Lamar was only supposed to be probably one season, but he was so popular that they're like, we're gonna bring him back for season 2, and they just keep on doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, because he almost becomes the show. And to Chris's point, like without Unique, this would be boring as fuck. Like I would from a crime perspective, because Raquel is just trying to keep her son alive and making him happy, and that's a family drama. Like Unique, this season, Unique will be the big bad, but he's bringing that kind of energy to it. No, and like without that, they wouldn't have. Stefano was going to be the villain again. I don't need another random ass old ass Italian. No, and they still got more Italians to introduce.
He's not the big bad. He's the big broke. I want to see when that guy gets tired of support. The guy from Saturday Night Live, when he gets tired of supporting him, because he's just driving around, surveilling people, stalking people. He's not making any money to pay him back.
Well, again, that's true, but that's another storyline. I'm just saying he just dropped the lawyer, so I'm saying like he will be the villain in this story. He will be in the shadows. To your point, Jamani. Like I don't know how long it's take for Rock to figure out that her, baby daddy's still alive. But like, and no one's gonna see him for some reason. But like he is the villain in this thing. He's gonna be far more villain than Stefano. So like there's no even legal. There's no criminals, cops chasing them. So it's only Unique. It's just him.
I forgot. I forgot. This is the positive since you brought up the cops.
You took you this long.
The guy who's the captain. I forgot about it, but he's a great actor. For the one scene he had, he didn't overact or underact. I thought his performance was probably the best out of the episode.
Yeah, he got his background on Broadway. I mean, remember I told you about my buddy Shill on Broadway. Yeah. He was the understudy to Keith David's role for Thoughts of a Color Man, and Keith David had to pull out because of I think it was like a family emergency or whatnot, and it was him. That's why I first saw him was on Broadway when we went to New York. We saw he was understudy. I was like, oh, he's a good actor. And then all of a sudden, next thing I know, I'm seeing him on Power, and I was like, oh shit, that's the same dude that's on stage. So yeah, he's, man, I'm telling you, all those guys you see that got like background, especially on starts on stage, man. They know what's up in a sense. You know what I mean? They're not just you're a popular actor or rapper or something. You know what I mean? Just to put you on film. You know what I mean? You know,
Every once in a while they hire real actors to do acting.
Exactly.
It's rare. It's rare for 50. So we got to appreciate this man. I love how they did completely like replace the Asian dude for no damn reason, racism. It's like, but okay. I'm sorry. So the law enforcement threat is the Italian cop who punched the shit out of Kanan, who's on the the QT as he's trying to figure out who killed Howard. How many episodes before he gets murdered? And then because they're gonna be like, oh, it was Raquel, and then like so he will get dropped if not to defend herself, to defend Kanan.
Last season that was breaking windows and stuff.
Oh yeah, those I don't know, those assholes just came and left. Like,
since if those were the same guys that were harassing Kanan or whatnot.
No, they had to leave them. They left them alone once they found out I guess how powerful. What was the reason why they kind of backed off? They backed off because she had the connection either with Howard or something, or Howard like threatened them. It was something that.
No. She stopped being the storefront owner, so that was the end of that storyline. Like the first time she had to fix the pipes, she said, "Fuck this, I'm going back to drug dealing," and that was it. I mean, like no one came to her rescue. I was like, this is the dumbest shit. But that lasted more than an episode. So I'm like, we've had babies like get found and murdered in the same episode. I'm like, it is crazy. Like, I thought, why are we doing this shit? So
this used to be my favorite spinoff. Now I'm like, Force kind of makes a little more sense.
That's what Jamani said. No, Jamani, I'm sorry. I cannot go with you on that one. Force is 100% trash. I cannot. There's no character in there. I go, he or she's making this show. Like one for them. Like I'm sorry, Marvin, Unique. Like, and even again, Rock as a mother who's trying her best to take care of her son. Like, these are great characters and great storylines. And Jukebox is good as long as she's not Jukebox. If she's just some young lady who wanted to do music, for some reason she joined the army and she loves to lick a woman every once in a while. Like, she's a good character. It's just that we have expectations because she's supposed to be the mean, crazy ass Jukebox, and it ain't there. It's not there. Even Kanan's not there. Like, he's killed. Another thing, real quick. I'm happy he finally said it. You murdered my dad. And she's like, shit had to get done, right? And I'm like, so at least we acknowledge it, because I'm like, he looked like he cared. Like at the moment, episode 10, he was like, my daddy. And I was like, yeah, so he should give a little bit of a fuck. Like, this should be impacting him. Like, he's not acting out or nothing. He's just counting the money and being management. I'm like, where's the repercussions of that? Of like, I don't have a dad. That's how I can kill my own son. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it should have been I was trying to find out. Maybe use this project as a guide or whatever to find out more about my ancestry or other half of the family. But now you killed them, so I ain't never gonna find out nothing about myself.
Well, again, that kind of scene, I would have shot him. If my dad says, yo, bro, you can't cover my family because I ain't really your daddy in that kind of way, I would probably kill them myself. I would have been like, well, you trying to get you got to send my uncle to jail and you threatened my mama. So if he would have shot his own dad, I kind of would have took that a little bit. He was being an asshole. That last week's episode,
he already did shoot him. So that.
Thank you, Jamani. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I think it was the police captain that said whoever shot him the first time probably came back and finished the job.
Yeah, they were like, whoever wet him up the first time. Yeah, that was like,
right. So and that's Kanan. So the kind of if Detective Garcia is his name, if Detective Garcia gets to the point where he like starts to put two to two together.
Wait. Remember, they originally thought it was Unique, right? So if Unique comes back from the dead and he was there on the scene, maybe Unique ends up taking the blame.
Nah, he's getting killed off this show. Like, but again, he is the show, so I feel like he has to make it the season. Season 5 will probably be it. I'm pretty sure season 5 is going to be it. But I feel like Unique has. It's like Monet. Like Mary J. Blige is a terrible actress, but she was the show to the extent, right? So once she was like, I'm out this shit, they're like, this show got to end because we can't have Tariq being the lead. Like, that's not a thing. It's I feel like that's what they're gonna kind of do it unique. They're gonna ride him out for a while. Like Tony Danza will probably be out of here by this season, I think. Captain Batista. Who's a great force ass.
Captain
I was thinking.
Batista isn't Batista the cap? Isn't that the captain in Dexter? What?
Oh no, that's the Latino dude. He's not captain. I think. Also, did you? We're gonna redo that. We're gonna do that series like Resurrection. That cast is solid. I'm like, what's up, Chris?
David, I was waiting for you. See, I had to shut my mouth because this whole time you were like, F this show, I'm not gonna watch it. And then so I'm like thinking like, okay, so I have purposely not said a damn thing through any chats about that show because I know how you felt about it, So I was like, okay, so all right, okay, cool, yeah. But I'm game. Let me know.
I didn't say Original Sin, no, because that's basically Power Book 3, and I ain't doing that bullshit. No, like Resurrection, like him living, it's a bullshit. But like, okay, but like, I want to see this new one coming out. It's the cast that won me. Like, I got to figure out how they bring out, and it supposedly, I hope this is wrong, but supposedly Batista saved Dexter from almost being killed, and now they're a duo. I'm hoping that's some fan theory. I hope that's not actually what the story is gonna be, but like that don't make any kind. But he is also in it. I remember he's the black captain.
Yeah, DeMarco, I was being funny, man. I was being funny because Batista is the character in Dexter.
That is also the name of the guy in Dexter. So Chris is both of you are right. Rock will be paying Officer Blakely and around. The two cops. You're talking two cops again. I don't think we're gonna see them again. Again, that whole storyline was completely unnecessary. The cop should be talking to Burke's girlfriend. Whatever happened to that? Like the girlfriend, she's like, baby, if anything happens to me, well, Howard's dead now, so it doesn't fucking matter. I mean, they blamed everything on him, so it's like, so it does all wrap up. I mean, he did kill Burke, so it kind of takes care of itself. I do not need to see Nicole's dad again. Good Lord. What I really took away from Jukebox's going down on Aisha is that she's moved on from Nicole, and I'm like, let's let all that shit go and let's move on, okay? Because I cannot see this man again. It's
going to show him one more time and be like, okay, military didn't work. You ever think about being a cop? And then, and then that's when they have to have one more sit down at like an IHOP or something, at some diner.
No, they're gonna meet at the tombstone again.
Yo, I do feel season 5, not the season 5, somehow she doesn't leave because again, she still has to get with Ghost and Tommy, but I feel like there's gonna be another law enforcement officer that does influence her. Like the military didn't work out. You like the discipline, you like the uniform.
We have that.
I know. I feel like I hope she's not another lesbian, but I feel like there's gonna be a positive top role model in her life, and then it's gonna be like that's the one. I'm gonna become a cop one day.
Like that. I think it has to be a bad cop. Like I don't think she's gonna get into it from a positive cop role model, because then she would be a positive cop. I think she needs to be like, like in Breaking Bad when they're like, I need a criminal lawyer. But a criminal lawyer, I need to, be a cop so I can get away with this type of stuff.
That's what you need. Or Jennifer Lopez in a Thin Blue Line. I think that's what
Ray Liotta or something. No. But here's the she don't need any more mentors. They keep giving her too many mentors. How about like from old girl from Howard's partner to her mother when they brought her back to all that, to now like Nicole's dead. We stop turning this into This Is Us. And the funny thing is, I haven't even watched This Is Us, but I already know This Is Us. All right, you know what I mean? Like, don't do that. Like, if anything, this is what they should do. They should do like The Departed, right? In the sense of like they're in the crib, they're like, damn, like the cops are always on us or whatever, and then all of a sudden, Jukebox like, what if we have one in there, like what, like do with the whole Matt Damon thing for Jack Nicholson's like, I can become a cop so I can see what's going on, give you guys a warning, give you guys a heads up, and also try get rid of certain files or whatnot.
Yeah.
That would don't do no more mentors. We you guys are we're giving her way too many father and mother figures that's not panning out. It's just no. I'm over it. I'm over it with her. That is not what I signed up for. I did not sign up for that.
All right. It's not. I'm like, but all right, Chris, let's wrap this up. Anything else final for this review, sir?
Episode was all right. Obviously I'm just kind of waiting to see how everything kind of cross paths. Where everyone crossing paths with Unique and their reaction once they find out that Unique is not dead. You know what I mean? So I think that will be at that point. I think once that happens, whatever episode that's going to be, that will be. I think that's where I think that the season will really take off. Because to your point, having this other side story shit, that's going on with Tony Danza's character. Even though I love Tony Danza, I think he's a great actor. And I even like his role in this. I'm just don't at the moment. I'm not looking for this. You know what I mean? I'm just not. So Unique is that dude. Unique has always been that dude since season 1, and yeah, I just need that those paths to kind of come through. So if we get that would be great. To your point about time jumps and whatnot, I know what you're saying, man. We need to just stop comparing, like trying to piece it together. Power. It's hard not to, dude. It's like, you know what I mean? It's hard. It's like watching
Chris. We're gonna be
like watching Bronny James, man. You can't. He's his own kid. He's not his dad. You can't help but compare him to LeBron. I can't help but compare him to his father. Like
I'm just saying, like, me. I've been fighting this for the last 3 seasons. I'm like, you're just gonna keep hitting our head against the wall, and it's not helpful. So it's like, take a step back. Just make it easy on yourself. Just make it easy on yourself. It's not.
I hear you. It's so hard to do that. It's very hard. It's very hard to separate that. You know what I mean? But okay, I will try. I will do some breathing exercises to separate both universes. You know what I mean? Even though they're in the same universe. Never mind. See, I'm doing it again. I'm trying to put them together. I'm doing. But yeah. I'm looking forward to see what happens next. Especially seeing Marvin's I will say with Stefano, to see how. I think if we're going to get to the point where Marvin takes out a lot of the Italians, especially specifically Stefano, I think that would be great. That's what I'm looking forward to. Now that he's kind of be seen as the boy, like I'm your boy. You know what I mean? Like old school 1940 shit. You know what I mean? That type of Marvin does not give a damn. He don't care how powerful you are. You know what I mean? When you get him angry like that, that's when we get like the Incredible Hulk, and that's what Marvin is when that happens. So. With chips in hand and everything, you know what I mean? So,
or an apple, he's always eating.
Or apple,
he's even apples, like he stays eating.
That's true too.
I love the consistency.
Absolutely. So so that's pretty much it, guys. And I guess I'll see y'all next week. And till then, don't forget to comment, and subscribe.
Thanks, Chris. Appreciate that. Boop. All right, Jamanis, it's your turn. What you got going
on? They need to stop this Empire shit. He just got out of rehab and he's already back doing. Can we kill? Unique set his whole house on fire, burnt them up. Can he go to that club and just set that ablaze? Just be done. What is with his relationship with this old white lady? Is he looking for a surrogate mother or something? I had a bad mom. Can you be my mom? What?
Since grandma's about to die of cancer, I wanted the confrontation between the two of them so we can acknowledge that she was fucking Elijah too. I needed that so this would mean something. So it would mean something. She's like, before I go, I know he was dropping that dick off. And no, girl, that's something to make this relevant. But it's just not. It's a whole other show that I don't give a fuck about. But yeah, man, I don't know.
I'm like, are we setting up Kanan to be like the angel of death? Is because you're saying the grandmother sees something special in Kanan, right? And I'm is she seeing the killerness in him and is like, if I go too far, I need you to, just give me that.
I feel
extra shot
so
of
with the
morphine.
whole, no, cancer is one thing, but telling my kids is another. I feel like we're gonna have a family meeting moment, and I feel like maybe like the weed is gonna like he's gonna bring the weed so she can like die in so the kind of medical so to make her feel better, like so she can die peacefully. I don't. He's not gonna kill her. That's not this character. Like that's too much. And if anything, it would be Rock. Rock would
No,
do
but
it.
I'm like, if he says you're not a killer until you killed somebody that you love.
Again, we gotta let this go, Jamani. Like we gotta let this go. He barely just met this woman for real, for real. So this whole like my grandmother dearest bullshit is like not. This is not consistent. Like so, I don't know why we're doing this in the first place. But at best, Rock will do it. At best, if it comes to it,
Yeah.
and this is her show. Like I can see her being, and then she makes peace with her mom before she puts a bullet in her. But I can see that.
Before I go, I just want to say that, you guys were talking about Marvin and always eating. And I'm like, I just think it would be apropos if he went out Yellowstone style. Like, they catch him while he's on the toilet and then just, bring it full circle. Like, hey,
I eating, bro. Out of the toilet, bro. Like if he, let's say this: Italians come for him. You killed one too many of us, and he takes it like he just picks up his cheesy fries and it's just like, you let me know when you're ready, and just like he goes out eating. I will take that. I can see him doing that. Once he knows he can't fight back, it's just like this is it. For some reason, he goes out eating. I will say that.
Bumpy Johnson style. And speaking of that, this season they're bringing in Frank Lucas. So therefore, this is the 4th season of this show. They need to hurry up and bring Breeze or Tommy or Ghost or somebody in, because they obviously know with Godfather Harlem, when is Frank Lucas going to show up? We've been asking since season 1, when is Breeze? When is Tommy? When is, I'm like, you're ghosting characters like Famous and whatnot now. So I'm like, you need to bring in more youthful energy.
I hear you, Jamani. I hear you. Oh, if 5 is probably the last season, and they need to do that. As we said, the first
And I'm
season.
I'm not talking about them bringing it in as like a post-credit scene like they did with the original Power. I'm talking about like, we actually.
I hear you, Jamani. Like, Bree should be in here by now. We should have heard Kate Egan by now. We should have heard like Angie's dad by now. They all live in the same neighborhood. This is 2 years. Anyway, we gotta go. But I hear you, and they're not doing any of that shit. So let's just let that go. But we'll be lucky. We'll be lucky to hear the names Ghost and Tommy, season 5, episode 8. To hear the names, we will be lucky. But that won't be on camera, bro. We gotta let that shit go. We just do.
All right, like, comment, subscribe, share. See you
gonna be here tomorrow?
Yeah, for Dope Thief, definitely.
Yeah, all right, Dope Thief. All right, later. Boop. Thank you guys very much for hanging out. Ghost and Tommy likely don't appear until the final season, setting up origins. If they get that story worked out, I can see that. Last one, Jukebox falls in love with a cop that's a lesbian called Gainer. They get married, and that's why Jukebox's name is Gainer. All right, you try to tie all this. All right, let's see what happens. And then they move to DC at some point. Maybe that's a flash forward in the final episode of this series. I don't know. Thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. Truly. Tomorrow we're doing Beyond the Gates. We're doing Beyond the Gates, the first 5 episodes of CBS's Black soap opera. A lot of y'all asked us to review it. I'm gonna do Stacey and I are gonna do the first 5 episodes and see how that goes, and then we'll see what happens after that if we want to do the rest of it. We're gonna do Dope Thief on Apple TV Plus. Jamani pitched it. It looks like a great trailer. I haven't seen the episode yet. 2 episodes. We're gonna do that. And then we are doing Beauty in Black, part 2, more Tyler Perry, and that shenanigans. So we're gonna talk about that kind of stuff. So content for everybody. Check out the reels. You should enjoy them. I will say thank you guys very much for hanging out with us. I see people watching us in the chat.
I enjoy the view very much. I don't know what the fuck I was watching.
Rewatch this. Rewatch this when we're done. Rewatch this. You'll see what we're talking about. You'll be like, oh shit.
Hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
But go ahead.
Oh shit. Stacey, do your thing. Fuck that shit.
But anyway, please like and share and comment on the video and all that kinds of stuff. As they say, we're just going to end this broadcast and say bye.